Alright guys, welcome back for another video. Today I wanted to talk about some of the things that I really would like to see in Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. I'm going to make this video just multiplayer, maybe talk a bit about Warzone, and I'm going to make a separate video for, campaign and zombies, but let's get into this. So first thing I'm going to start off with is the minimap. And the way that the minimap, of course, works in Modern Warfare is that you don't really see gunfire on the minimap unless you have a UAV active. And lots of people didn't like this because, of course, the way that it's always been has been, if you don't have a suppressor, then you're just going to see gunfire on the minimap. Now, I think there are pros and cons to having either one in the next game. I think that, it is nice to see where the enemy shots are coming from with the old system. But then again, what's bad about it is I felt like I always had to run a suppressor. I felt like I was vulnerable if I didn't run a suppressor, let's say in Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1, I was rocking a Galil with a suppressor or a PDW with a suppressor. And also, there isn't really a consequence in the older games to running a suppressor. Sure, the damage at range suffers a little bit, but there's certain guns you can use, like the AM94, where pretty much the damage stays the same from my experience. So that doesn't really change at all. But anyways, when it comes to which system I'd like to see in the next game, which system would be better, I actually don't really mind the one that we have too much right now, but I think variety is good. Maybe Infinity Ward can keep this newer system, and then with Treyarch we can go back to the older system. My only concern is then again, like I mentioned, I feel the need to run a suppressor all the time with the older system. There's pros and cons to either one. I think either one can work in the next game. Everybody's got their preferences. I don't really have a definitive answer for old map, new map system, but let's talk about kill streaks. So obviously, with the UAV, I don't really know exactly if I want the old mini map system or the new one, but I'd like to see it being a Treyarch game. Dogs coming back. I think Dogs, they were in World at War, they were in Black Ops 2, 3, and I'm pretty sure they were in 4 as well. Might be wrong about that. But it would be nice to see them come back. I just think that's a Treyarch staple. And with kill streaks, one of the awesome things about this next game, with the rumors of it being kind of involving time travel, is this game could involve Cold War stuff. It could involve modern time and future timeline stuff as well. So if it does revolve around multiple timelines, then you can have kill streaks really from different points of time. You could have stuff from World War, you could have modern stuff, and then Treyarch could make their own futuristic stuff as well. And with kill streaks and weapons, really this opens up the door for a lot of opportunity. Now, if it is really just going to be, the multiplayer is going to be themed around the Cold War and not around those other areas, I don't think that's a problem either. I just think it'd be kind of cool to play around and blend all these different timelines together. And that would, of course, really make the kill streaks interesting because who knows, maybe you have a chopper gunner that is more like Black Ops 1, Cold War style, and then you have another variation or a higher end kill streak that's more futuristic and more powerful. So that'd be kind of interesting to see, as well. Now, in terms of the other kill streaks I can think of, it'd be nice to see something like a Hellstorm, but like a new twist on it. We've kind of seen every kill streak possible at this point, so it's just a matter of adding unique little twists to them. And yeah, when it comes to score streaks or kill streaks, I'm expecting to see score streaks. With Infinity Ward and what they did with kill streaks and how really only your gun kills counted, I think that was interesting. And then you could add a perk to make it so that your kill streak kills counted toward the next one. Lots of people didn't like this. They felt like this was backpedaling, and I can see why, but it's nice to, even if the system is kind of backpedaling, I think it's nice to see the integration of something different, even if people might not like it. But I do think since a Treyarch game, score streaks should be a good thing, and I don't really think the score streak system needs to be changed at all. Now, then again, specialists are kind of a different case. Specialists, to me, are kind of like the equivalent of Modern Warfare 3's support kill streak system. You're basically getting free kills off of those things, and it can kind of feel cheap at times when you're on a roll, and then some player that's not really good pulls out a specialist ability and just wipes out an entire room. And I get that. It's definitely inspired from Overwatch, obviously. I think it would be nice if some of these specialist abilities were nerfed in the next game, and they were more, they were better for tactical purposes instead of just lethal purposes and blowing up a room. Now, I think it would be nice to have a couple of those lethal ones where you can just go in and destroy a room, but I think that there was too many of those in Treyarch's past games, and it would be nice to see some of those toned down a bit. But I do really like how there's specialist characters and each one has their own storyline, and I think it would be cool if we saw specialist characters made from the campaign, so we could have a Frank Woods specialist, or if Mason's in the campaign, a Mason specialist. And you know, it'd be cool if the campaign extended out towards the multiplayer and even zombies a little bit. That's what I loved about Black Ops 1. The campaign was so influential to the rest of the game, or at least it felt that way, and it would be cool to see that again this time around. Now, in terms of the weapon customization, I think in Modern Warfare it's awesome. You have so many different grips, so many different optics you can use, and there's just a lot of different things to play around with. I really like how the camo system works, and it doesn't completely revolve around headshots. I don't really like the system that revolves only around headshots. It just gets old when the only thing you're aiming for is headshots. I like how there's a variety of different things to aim for, and none of them are really annoying to go for either. So I think that system is really fine how it is to see in Treyarch's next game. Now, in terms of map design, this is where I kind of run into a couple problems. Black Ops 4's maps weren't that great in my opinion, and Modern Warfare's maps aren't that great either. Now, the most fun I have on this game is playing Shipment and Shoot House, and the other one I like is Hard Hat. 2 out of the 3 of those maps are, of course, from Modern Warfare 3. And, you know, this map right here, I think it's Shoot House. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's just so fast-paced, and it's a lot of fun to play. And the map that I was playing on before, Azure Cave, which a lot of maps in Modern Warfare are similar to it, it's just slow pace, lots of camping. I'd like to see a good mix, more variety, some bigger maps like that in Cold War, but also some maps that are just pure fun. You know, lots of action, you're dying a lot, but you're also getting a lot of kills. I think that would be really nice to see in Treyarch's next game as well. And like a lot of focus on gunplay. I think there's certain games where there wasn't as much gunplay because it was so killstreak focused. A perfect example of that is Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is awesome, don't get me wrong, but it just felt too killstreak heavy, and even Black Ops 2 could get like that at times, and I love Black Ops 2, but more gunplay is lot like, I think that's great, and an equal balance between gunplay and kill streaks would be great to see. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I really need to cover. Really, I'm going to kind of just go off my notes here and go off the top of my head. I think it'd be great to have a great campaign with a good storyline and really good maps inspired from the campaign. I think it's great when in a game, Black Ops 1 keeps coming up, but I think it was so well done. There's campaign missions that you do, and then you have multiplayer maps directly inspired from the campaign. I really like seeing that, and I think it just makes the game feel as a whole. And I think with, especially with the Treyarch game, they're so good at incorporating history into their campaigns and into their storylines, and it'd be really, really cool to see all that history fleshed out through the entire game, especially with zombies, which of course I'm going to make a separate video on that. But I'm super excited for Cold War, really looking forward to what they're going to be doing with that game. And overall, I think what Treyarch really has to focus on this time around is just really good new maps. I think that's something that it's really been lacking. I think the gunplay in Modern Warfare was awesome. I think the variety of weapons is awesome. The customization is probably the best we've ever seen it. And the kill streaks are awesome. And I think Treyarch can pull many of those things off. I think the biggest worry for the next game is the maps. The maps in the last couple of Call of Duties just haven't been good. And I have nothing against Treyarch bringing back Nuketown, Firing Range, or Summit again. And I know many of you would complain about that. And I get it, there's been a lot of reused maps over the years, but at the end of the day, with a map like with a game, like Modern Warfare, we have plenty of new maps, many of which weren't good, and it's nice to have the older maps to balance it out, because if there are bad maps in the new game, or maps that just aren't as good, it really helps having those older nostalgic maps to kind of just keep the game refreshing, and it just keeps it refreshing. You know, if you get bored and sick and frustrated of playing the new maps that might be campy, then it's nice to hop on. It'd be nice to hop on like Raid or Slums or something like that. And there's plenty of maps from Black Ops 2 and 3 that are great, that haven't been, remastered yet. So that would be really cool to see back again. I would really enjoy that. And overall, I'm really excited for this next game, and let me know what you guys think about it. And if there's anything that you guys want to see me do on the channel, like more map reviews, you guys can let me know about that as well. I think that's probably really everything I wanted to cover for this video. Overall, I'm looking forward to the next game, and thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.